Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race, this time in the GFC League, or Global Formula Championship I think it's called. I should know, I own this league. Here for Japan this week for the 6th round of the championship. I'm looking quite well at the moment with my consistency, sitting in P3. Here for yet another race though at the Suzuka circuit. This race gets very interesting towards the end, so I do definitely recommend you stick around to the end. You can see now on the start of my first quali lap, losing the back end on the exit of the chicane, which I was told was flat now. After Codemasters got rid of that little bump that made no sense because it didn't exist in real life. But now that that's gone, it's usually flat, I think just a little bit cold tyres. You can see coming round through the first sector, just missing pretty much every apex that there is here. Struggled a little bit to get the car hooked up how I wanted it. Obviously in the Mercedes this week you can choose whatever car you want here, as there is no Constructors' Championship. So just over halfway through the season, and now at the start of this race, let's come into the hairpin. And again, missing the apex completely. Who needs apexes when you can take whatever line you want? Seems to be my philosophy for this lap. Wasn't the best, but it pretty much did the job for what it needed to do. You can see possibly too much apex there at the start of spoon, and then missing the second one. Just to balance out, you know. Too much on one, you then miss the second one, so then you pretty much hit both perfectly. That's how it works. Don't at me. Again, too much curve there through 130R into the chicane. Then we actually get this one right, I'm pretty sure. You just the right curve for both. Actually get a good exit. Who would have thought that was possible? To come to the line, it's P1 at the moment at 127.4. Wasn't the best, as you can see. I was pretty much a 10th up before lifting off, as this is my end lap. Just don't really care for the rest of that. See, new tyres will be just over a 10th quicker. Currently sitting in P2, so just behind Lisa, but ahead of the rest of the pack. Obviously, it is fairly easy to invalidate a lap here, due to the track limits being not the kindest. You can see you take a little bit more fuel out of the car, just because who needs extra fuel when you don't have to run it. I think that's a fairly simple philosophy. But anyways, jumping now on to will be my second lap of the session. And you may be wondering why I showed my first full lap, considering I don't normally do it. I normally show the end of the first lap and then my entire second lap because it's quicker. You'll find out very shortly why I showed you the entire first lap. You see, as we start our second lap, we come down, obviously we're gaining a lot of time on the delta. You may notice yellow flags there at turn 3, and that Will is out of the session. As we come around turn 2, we just see 2 cars off, and Will's car is unfortunately off on the apex. Nothing we can do there. I think, as you'll see in a minute, we are joined by Noah. I don't know if he was affected by Will's car as well, as literally it was parked right on the apex, and in fact is still there, which was really annoying. As you can kind of see by the body language of the car, I was like, what's the point in this? A little bit annoying, but I still didn't want to get disqualified because I was currently sitting P6. So just being quite cautious not to get in anybody's way. You can say we ended up P7 at the end of that. Tom got given a penalty for, I'd imagine, contact of someone, or he blocked someone. You can see also a penalty given to Noah, and I think Dominic as well. Yes, he got one. 4 drivers not getting a lap at the end of that. Ron Zeus was one of them, which was quite a little bit weird because, as you'll see, he is rapid. He does know what speed is. You can see the soft hard strategy as always here in Japan. 1.2 litres of overfueling. We start P6 due to Tom's penalty, starting a couple of places back. See, Luke just decides who needs to wait for the lights to go out. So we get off the line. We do get up alongside Mad Chip, but then he also pulls up alongside Will, and I'm just thinking, no, that's not a thing. I'm not going 3 wide on the inside, especially down into turn 1 on the first lap. That is just not happening. You can see Jay behind us. We get a little bit offline, so Jay takes the opportunity to go all the way around the outside of us, which is the slightest bit of contact. I tried to catch it but couldn't. I was just praying I didn't hit the wall. I think I got a little bit lucky there, and as we come onto the start, you can see the lights go out, you can see the Haas doing quite well to avoid the back of the Williams, to be completely honest. You can see Dan getting clean style in front, as he tends to do, or chill Watty, as his PSN is. We just tuck in behind the McLaren there, no chance was I going 3 wide through that first corner. If I was on the outside, maybe, but not where I was on the inside, that's just not happening. But now we get the comeback of all dreams. And this time it isn't entirely my fault that we need to do a comeback. You can see there, Dominic off. So we're up 1 position, up into P18 now. Of course, not quite a full lobby this week, so we've been quite proud about. Only 19 this week, so it's still not too bad, better than a lot of leagues. Still, you can see Luke as well took himself off. He obviously served the drive-through at the end of that first lap. Unfortunately, we were still behind him, but as you can see, he took himself out of the race. Didn't really affect us. Now you can see Pro Mayhem's made a mistake at Digna 2 and just lets us by there. Didn't want to hold us up. They're on the back of Storm. Not too sure what's happened to him. May just be a bit of lack of pace. He's on the harder tyres, on the mediums, and that's kind of proven we out-tractioned him from the hairpin. You can see another car off there. That was Connor. I didn't actually realise that until now. Either when I was actually doing the race or when I was editing this, I didn't actually notice Connor there off on the left, but there we go. Third time is lucky. Now you can see on the back of Harley coming into the final chicane. I think it's called the Casio Triangle. It's the name here on the end of lap 4 as well. I was prepared to go past Harley and he pulls into the pit lane. Quite an early stop. Not too sure why he pitted early. He may have a damage, but I'm not too sure, as I said. You can see Jay Wizzy now up ahead of us, so he may have been affected by the contact as well. I'm not entirely sure. As the safety car gets deployed a couple corners after that.
Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
Come up over the hill. So yeah, I'm going to guess that the contact with Jay that put me off the track affected him as well. You can see Jeff now wanting us to go for a 2-stop, which I kindly decline. Not into all that stuff. So I say we're going to pit this lap, but we're staying on hard tyres because hards will go to the end without any real difficulties. From my previous races here, I do know it shouldn't be too difficult, and a lot of people don't realise that hards can do this amount of laps. Obviously held up a little bit there in the pits, which of course wasn't ideal, but obviously these things can happen. I did back up a lot coming into the pit lane just so the pits, or my pit box would be clear by the time I got in. You can see now down in P13, so the comeback a little bit considering we dropped down to 19, 3 cars out of the race. And then from that further load of positions, Luke's very nearly rear ends us there. A little bit scary. Luckily, whoever was leading, I think it was Dazza. He actually went quite early, which means I could keep some sort of temperature in the tyres, because as you would have seen from previous races, I cannot get any sort of temperature in my tyres at a restart. Because where's the fun in trying? You can see the usual kind of thing on the restart. I do just get dropped from cars ahead, and as well I've managed to break gaps from cars behind. I don't know how I do it. It's just a little skill I have called, I don't really know, to be honest. But anyway, you can see here an absolute massive sort of backing up of everyone. This actually is Dazza leading the train. Apparently he hit a wall when leading under the safety car. Don't know how he managed that, but I guess these things just happen from time to time, just little mistakes. You can see we definitely consider sending it up the inside of Jay into the hairpin. Of course, I didn't lose any respect for what happened on lap 1. It was a complete racing incident, but we very nearly lose the car there. Just stupid driving from myself, to be completely honest, to put the car over that bit of grass. You can see there, look how close Jay gets to swiping the side of my car. That was honestly terrifying. You can see a replay here of it. Coming now round into the spoon curve. You can see just ahead, you see just the bottom of your screen there. Renault very nearly flat on the side of me. He actually rear-ended Ronzus into spoon, which you would have seen very briefly. But yeah, obviously I didn't lose any respect for Jay from the start. Complete racing incident. I think we both just didn't leave each other just enough space, but Nothing any of us could have done. Lap 9, then we have another retirement. That's now 4 of them out of this race. We're back up into P10 after being last at the start. Up behind Geordie, Jedi, Tom, and I just missed who was ahead of that. Coming into the hairpin now, apparently here, Dazza turned across Will from what I heard. I don't know the full story. So I tried to get a little sneaky move up the inside of Geordie there. It didn't quite work, but we get her past Will. Which of course I was talking to at the same time in the party. I have to do it every week. With this, you can see now closing up to the back of Dazza. On lap 10. The instant the hairpin there broke Will's front wing. So, but to be honest, you're right to see here, people have called Dazza a dirty driver, and he can't race wheel to wheel, but I think this here proves otherwise. The fact I go around the outside of a Dunlop curb and he leaves me enough space. Yes, I was terrified to do so. I didn't want to do it, but again, I just wanted to try it because, you know, it's a bit of fun.
This pace is strong.
Just hoping he left me enough space, which he did, so honestly, fair play. I honestly can't fault him for anything he's done there. Moving on now to lap 11 on the back of Geordie. Again, we've crossed the back of Geordie a lot in the last couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure. Then getting an exit out of the, again I think it's the Casio Triangle, it's the name of that chicane. Onto the back of him then, coming down the pit straight again, using pretty much all the power the car has. Couldn't quite duck back to the racing line because I didn't just want to cut him off because he would have suddenly lost all of his downforce and aero. So I take the narrower line, but he loses it anyway. Mix it of turn 2, but then coming up here, again my heart dropped again. Just with Jedi reversing across the track, although I didn't think he was at the time. It looked like he was still moving back across the track, but he wasn't looking at the replay. He had held the brakes. Up into P5 now on lap 15 as Lisa pits. She went onto the soft tyres at the end of the safety car. So again, marginal sort of gains. Onto the back of Noah now as we get past Madship, the first of the two McLarens. To pit, both went to the medium tyres of the safety car. You see now coming into the Casio Triangle once more. Right up behind Noah still, the second McLaren pits, that is Tom Robbo, who of course picked up that penalty during qualifying. We now have Ron Zeus behind us. Very, very fast driver, very, very scary. Indeed, we're trying to get past Noah really. Pretty much the main aim. Now on to lap 20, so I believe the next lap we asked just see if he has any penalties.
Their tyres are 13 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 30.9. You're falling back by 1/10 a lap.
You can see no penalties for him, but we do try and send it up the inside into the chicane, to which what I did find out after watching this back, he broke earlier than me and then just let off the brakes. But none of us got DRS because we were side by side over the detection. I think he should have got it. I was marginally ahead, but I got a little bit played there by him, the way he broke. But then coming into the chicane once more. On the next lap, I'm not as close. I don't really feel the need to try as I did last time. I don't know how I got the closing speed last time, but we are going to try it once more now. Now on to lap 22 across the start finish line. Down the straight again, using all of the power on the car. Noah goes to the inside, but I'm just going to go around the outside. I think going around the outside of turn 1 is actually easier when you're trying to overtake. So I was very much more excited to do that, or I guess I was happy to take that line. You can see now Luke Flano was out of the race. Not been the best races for him. Was qualified P4 with a mega lap.
Safety car.
Jumped the start and is now brought out a safety car on lap 22. Now I didn't actually know a safety car could be called out this late in the race, but there you go. Into the pits for some soft tyres. I think everybody came into the pits now. You can see Watty there. I'm now somehow in second. I think that was when I got past Noah.
Complete, go now.
You see everyone into the pit lane. You'll see the two McLarens did not pit, as they were already on soft tyres. So you can see them on the map. They're coming down the pit straight. As soon as they cross the line, I believe they're allowed to go full throttle. So they stay ahead of, or they get back ahead of me. Drops us down to P4. Let's see there. Just checking the front tyres are fresh. And now onto the restart, lap 25. The safety car was out for a lap longer than I thought it should have been. I definitely, coming up to this point in the last lap, so on lap 24, I definitely thought we could have gone racing. Everyone was on the back of the train. But the game's like, no, we could give one more. You see just ahead there, Harley in the Red Bull. He is actually a lap down. He got absolutely finessed by the game there. Kind of feel bad for him. But he wasn't allowed to overtake as the game doesn't let you. I don't know why. Because he's trying to get a good restart. Back end snaps out, which means he puts Noah right onto the back of us. But his teammate, or at least for the race, Harley, gives us a mega slipstream down the pit straight. And I messaged him after the race and I was like, yo, thank you for that slipstream. It helped me out massively. I do believe here we're going to go for 2 laps completely uncut. Cover everything that happened, because this was possibly the most intense, insane, penultimate 2 laps I've ever driven. And it's at Suzuka, just to make it more fun for everyone. So you'll see up ahead, Dan or Chelwati, he's just bolted, he's gone. Then you've got Madchip and Tom Robbo, 2nd and 3rd for McLaren. I know these two are mates, I think Tom invited Madchip into the league. Both very quick drivers. You can see here, my different line to the hairpin nearly worked to sneak up the impasse to Tom. I dived for the apex a lot sooner than pretty much anyone else. You can see there Ron Zeus has passed Noah. And I was just thinking, oh god, this is not ending well. So obviously, I won a podium, you know. You always race to get good results. And especially after lap 1, to be honest, I would have taken what was looking to be a P5 at this point. Obviously after Will retired, he got a little bit annoyed, so took some time away. He came back to the end of the race, was my engineer, which was really helpful. He informed me on penalties by going through the race director. Just he kept very close to the back of the McLaren into the chicane. Obviously, my tyres, Ron Zeus's tyres, pretty much everyone but these 2 McLarens have fresh tyres in the car. So ideally we're going to be quicker. As we head down to turn 1, you see we try and go defensive on Ron Zeus, but to be honest, I mean, it was a losing battle. As it was the last lap, I thought I was going to fight it, go around the outside of the first couple of corners. But then coming into turn 3 again, I tried to stick the car there, but I'm like, this is not ending well. Kind of lap 1 flashbacks, but a corner or 2 earlier. You can see he's now right on the back of Mad Chip. Coming up over the Dunlop curve, then you can see them going side by side now as they go in through Degnan 1 and then down through Degnan 2. I got backed up a little bit there. Obviously they would both have to take compromise lines through the first Degnan. And into the hairpin, Ron Zeus tries to go around the outside. Does he pull it off? Not quite. Although it is still there on the exit. This is obviously helping me out massively. It's obviously backing them both up. They're both quicker than me. I know that for a fact. And coming into Spoon, I was informed at this point that Tom had a 9-second penalty. Or 6 seconds. He had a lot of penalties. I didn't have any. So if I get past Mad Chip, I get a podium. Which explains this. Honestly, fair play to him for leaving me enough space here on the inside. I was terrified to go for the move, and then we outbrake him around the outside of the final corner. I did turn across him here, but I apologised pretty much as soon as I could. He just a little half spin. Didn't affect him too much. You can see he still holds on to P5, which I believe turned to P4. As you can see there in the top left, Chelwati from Ron Zeus, myself. So yeah, that was it at the end there. Quite a very, very intense final couple of laps after the safety car. Definitely kept me on my toes. And obviously having Will as the engineer, as my engineer there right at the end, got me the podium essentially. And otherwise I wouldn't have known Tom had the penalty, so I wouldn't have known to get past Mad Chip. And I don't think I would have tried a move where I did there had the podium not been on the line. You can see he drops down to P7 at the end of that. 6 seconds it was in the end, so it's fortunate for him. I think 6 drivers retired in the end, so 12 finishers. Obviously Harley got absolutely finessed by the game, so it sucks for him. That'll be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe as well, it helps me massively. Turn on the notification bell as well if you want to. Apart from that then, I'll see you tomorrow with the next race.